I think we're live. And we're live. Welcome, everyone. At the moment, it's just me. I'm waiting on Otterface and Drunken Uncle. I guess this is Welcome to Moist Ski Live number 3. Yes, there's the introduction. You're welcome. While we wait for them to get here, good news. Kind of. There was a video I did not so long ago called False Claims Cost Lives. It centers around a girl called Gemma Beals. Gemma Beals made 15 claims of... Well, not 15 claims. There were 15 people she claimed had violated her sexually. One had fled the country back to his native homeland of Pakistan. Another was sentenced to 8 years and served 2 years. Now, it was later discovered that she falsified all her injuries. She was lying about being a lesbian since the age of 10. That she's actually been sentenced to 10 years in prison, which is fantastic news because part of me was concerned she'd get a token sentence. A full 10-year sentence is... And hello, Otterface.
Hello, how are you?
That background noise is amazing.
Is it really loud?
Second.
But it's okay now.
It's better.
Cool. Well, if it gets too much, then just give us a shout.
I just mute you.
Just mute me.
How are you?
I'm alright. I finished this script. I just need to go over it really quick just to fact check everything, make sure everything's airtight.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to stop posting again because I haven't posted in like 2 weeks or something.
Lots of creators that haven't been posting in a while off.
Yeah,
it's a shame.
For me, it was mainly because a lot of the stuff that was going on, it'd already been said. The stuff I would have said has been said so many times, so I didn't really see it. I couldn't really contribute anything.
I actually can relate to that. I wanted to talk about Antifa and violence, but instead, because it had all been said, I thought,
yeah,
I'll do a little a blog thing on Minds instead.
Yeah, I think
which is what I did. Talking about violence, is violence the answer? The answer is simple: no.
No. I want to do more. I'm planning on making much longer videos where I'll have a topic and are certain aspects of modern feminism fundamentally patriarchal, and I'll go and see if that's true or not. The one I've finished my first draft on is talking about the concept of pinkwashing and anti-Semitism on the left. And I try to be as fair as I can, but I think if I can be critical of the script so far, it kind of definitely shows my bias a little bit, I guess. Or it definitely shows what side I'm already on. But what I'm going to be doing with the draft, I'm going to sort of push for more this is what they say and I can understand what they say or whatever. Although I still think though at the end of the day I think I know where I'm gonna fall.
Okay.
But yeah, and I've got a list. I've got an idea for a video where I just bully other YouTubers and just say oh, this is Omegon, he's a piece of shit or something like that. No, not a piece of shit, but just for Anthony Fantano did something similar, and he called it bullying other YouTubers, and it was pretty funny. I don't want to steal the idea.
Well, I was working on something about the intolerance of the Labour Party.
Oh, I talk about the Labour Party when it comes to anti-Semitism.
So the anti-Semitism thing is fantastic because I watch on the UK Parliament YouTube channel. Number of occasions, Jeremy Corbyn will stand up and talk about the need for tolerance, and he'll go on about it. He reeks of anti-Semitism.
Yeah,
and in fact, one of the politicians recently, Naz Shah, she in fact was on Facebook. Even if this was sarcastic, she was promoting the idea of raising a few billion to move Israel to America.
Yeah, it's basically
funny. It's so funny, but at the same time, she's in a very powerful position, and I'm doing a video on her specifically because she tweets about it. She was supporting some silencing people who spoke out against the grooming gangs in Rotherham.
Rotherham, yeah.
And so I'm talking about that in the video because that is a really dark subject.
Yeah.
When you think about Rotherham, there are two things you think of: that, the sex grooming, or the Chuckle Brothers.
Yeah.
Right.
No, definitely not.
It's depressing, but it entertains me that like Sarah Champion is made to resign from her post as Women and Equality Shadow Minister, which is about as far as she'll go, let's face it, because Corbyn's a feckless leader.
Yeah.
And then to go over to Naz Shah, who got suspended last year for the Israel thing. Wow, that audio. Oh, wow.
Yeah, when it comes to I mean, I suppose the argument you could make against that, like you can make against, you know, they were being anti-Semitic, is that whenever these things come about, these people are fired. So it kind of shows that, it does kind of show that they're at least, you know, taking the appropriate action. But then one could argue as well, like, they only fired them because they, you know, they had a big media store around it, and so they had to. But I suppose you give credit where credit is due, and they say at least they fired them, so that's kind of good.
They did, Sarah Champion is the one championing, unironically, for more awareness about the child grooming. One who is the one deleting tweets that she was connected to that were telling people to be silent about it.
It's awful. I bet these are like feminists as well.
They probably are. Fucking feminist, disgusting people.
Yeah, there was one Labour MP who said Labour MP who said the 6 million Zionists were killed in the Holocaust.
Oh my God, that sounds like something the president of the NUS would say.
Yeah, she said that the University of Birmingham is a Zionist outpost.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
And yeah, it's really bizarre. Like I touch upon the NUS a few times in the video I'm working on, and the one thing I point out is that the NUS the NUS all showed unanimously their support immediately for the BDS movement, which is the boycott, divestment, and sanctions thing towards Israel. But they had they didn't immediately condemn ISIS, and they had to, like, after the backlash against them, they then said, oh yeah, we condemn ISIS and all that. And the reason why they didn't condemn ISIS was because they think that if they condemn ISIS, that it'll negatively affect Muslim students. And I'm like, you're the same people who said what?
Your audio, the background noise is quite loud.
Can you just lower the volume?
That's what I've just done.
It's a little bit more.
More.
Is that better?
Yes.
Hello?
Perfect.
Is that better? Yeah, and they were saying, like, the reason why they didn't condemn ISIS immediately was because it might negatively affect Muslim students. And these are, like, the same people who say, ISIS is not Muslim, that ISIS has nothing to do with Islam. But whenever these people bring up ISIS, they always say the reason why we don't do this is why we don't condemn ISIS, or like a reason why we don't do this is because they'll link it to Muslim. It's bizarre. Returning back to, like, the anti-Semitism when it comes to the Labour Party, another thing I touch upon as well is that Jeremy Corbyn has been as some of them. I don't think he's probably friends with them now, because mainly due to political, because he probably shouldn't be in the same room with these people. But, like, it wasn't a friend, but he once, like, was associated with this vicar who believed that the Jews did 9/11. And And there was another guy who, I think he was a Palestinian guy. He endorsed and actually said that, like, oh, he's a great guy and all that. I think he said that. He said something to that effect. And I think it was this person who thinks that the reason why Israel did, like, a rescue mission, a rescue effort in Haiti was because they think that it was like the Jews harvesting organs. And if you look at the history of like anti-Semitism, especially in like the medieval era, that was a very common accusation, like people made towards Jewish people at that time. They always believed that like they would kill Christian babies for their blood in order to do this and all. And a lot of the this person that Jeremy Corbyn was very friendly with, had similar opinions. So it's like, it's not great. Like with Jeremy Corbyn, he definitely praises the wrong people, and sometimes I think he just does it just to trigger people. But
he does that a lot. It's quite impressive. If you ever watch him on PMQ, he is deaf to any and all criticism. And I'm sure if he said that, people would just be like, okay, he's too old now. He needs to leave.
Yeah, there was another.
Hello, drunken uncle.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Carry on.
How you doing, mate?
I'm all right, thank you. How are we doing? How are we doing, Otter?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Ever actually spoken to you, have I?
Well, I don't think so. I think we've probably interacted on Twitter, but I don't think we've actually been on a
Really quite hard to talk to Otter because she does all the talking.
Yeah, I just need to be a good woman and just sit and listen to the men.
Pretty much why I set the stream up. I was like, if I leave Otterface to it, she can carry the stream for like an hour and I'll be set.
Oh yeah, fucking hell! Get that super chat in as well.
I remember the thing that made me jealous of you, Drunken Uncle, is it was something that you sent to me and on Twitter, and it was that Chubbs subscribes to you, and Chubbs is one of my favorite YouTubers, and
Chubbs.
Yeah, you sent me a thing on it. He's a commentary YouTuber, and I remember I posted something saying, "Oh, this guy." I think I just discovered him as well, and I was like, "Oh, this guy's so funny." And then you sent me a link. You sent me like a screenshot of your subscriber list, and he was on there, and I was like, "You fucking bastard! Bring him over."
Edit though. Are you sure that was me?
Yeah, no, that was definitely. I think that was definitely you.
And we're going to find out. You go and check your subs.
Unless he's unsubscribed to you and you forgot.
I've never heard of Chubbs before. That's the kind of name that I would take the piss out of as well.
I think the name, it all links to the fact that his humor is quite self-deprecating as well, and like he has some
Very British then.
Yeah, in his merch store, like one of his shirts literally says "fat" on it, and it's actually a really nice shirt. Like I probably would get it if it wasn't for the fat bit, because it's like I like the cat picture that he has on it, and yeah. So I'm jealous.
Fair enough. Yeah, jealous of something that I don't even know about.
There you go.
It's possible you did it while incredibly pissed and you forgot about it.
Yeah, all right, mind you, if I go and check my subs and it turns out that he is in there, I am going to rip the piss out of you some face, Otter.
You already did when I was like showing pictures, showing links of him to people on Twitter, and then I'm sure it was you. I don't think your picture's very memorable. So I definitely think it was definitely you. I think
your
it was definitely
very memorable. Is that just like a polite way of saying your avatar's shit, mate?
It's unique.
It does look like someone drew it in paint, but at the same time, it is something that is very distinctive.
I'll have you know, I drew it in Photoshop.
It definitely reminds you
by chance
of a
had a shaky hand?
It definitely reminds me of a drunken uncle, so that's pretty good.
That's good. That's good. I've been told that my nose reminds someone of their testicles, which if
it does look very
watching,
testicle.
go to the doctor for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
all the nostrils still look quite testiculary. It's just with the penis needs to be added in a little bit more.
That's not something you
I think.
like. I actually hear quite a lot. Like, you need to add more penis.
You need to
I
add
that complaint.
What your bald avatar needs is a cock coming for his forehead.
I have actually. I've not got a picture of the back of my avatar, but I've got an idea of where the penis will be.
Well, that's good. Anyway, back to anti-Semitism in the Labour Party.
Oh, yeah. Sorry to derail the conversation.
I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, I think you might have mentioned a name. I think you might have mentioned a name, but one MP. I don't think this is true in the Labour Party's defence, to be fair, but one of their MPs got kicked out or something like that, and they think that one of the reasons why she was fired or she was kicked out was allegedly because she was Jewish. And like, while there is definitely a lot of evidence of anti-Semitism in the Labour Party, I don't believe that to be true. I don't think they'd be that out there. That sounds like someone who got kicked out and they're trying to get dirt on someone.
But then didn't for like an LGBT march, someone had the Star of David on their rainbow flag, and they were
in America, yeah. And the thing is, like,
it does happen.
And the thing is, with that flag, it wasn't like, you know, the Israeli flag with like the Star of David with the blue lines above, on top of it and below it. It was literally just a Star of David. Like, yeah, it was just a Jewish symbol. And I suppose because it's, you know, on the Israeli flag, that's probably what they were thinking. And I guess I could see that. But it was literally just a Star of David on an LGBT flag. And
before all of that, it was the Star of Solomon as well. I mean, and that didn't actually have any Jewish connotations.
Yeah. I'm trying. I don't know whether this is true or not, but I remember seeing a thing somewhere where it said that the an organization linked to that whole march thing admits to being anti-Semitic. Apparently, I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll have to look at that.
I mean, these organizations aren't exactly quiet about being anti-Semitic. So if someone says no, we're not, you should really believe them. You know?
Yeah.
And then you've got Corbyn constantly standing up in Prime Minister's questions, preaching about the need for tolerance.
Oh fuck! Yes. Tolerance is literally killing us.
We also need to. We also need to be reminded that Castro was a social justice champion.
Oh,
remember? you know, while he was putting the homosexuals into camps and, like, you know, for re-education and killing people, he was a champion of social justice.
Do you know, actually, if you look at because you know Trudeau's mother had quite close ties with Castro. Did you know that?
Oh, I think I've heard
that. Look at a photo of both of them next to each other. The similarities are quite, you know, they're there.
Oh man,
disturbing.
I think didn't Justin Trudeau say something positive about Castro when he died? Or am I thinking of someone else?
Probably said, "I loved my dad."
He probably said something like, "He was a friend of my dad."
Brilliant! Now I get my inheritance.
No. Castro came over because he moonlighted as a milkman.
Ah, yeah, Confessions of a Milkman.
Mm-hmm.
Stroke dictator.
Cringe.
Well, I really.
It's like whenever anyone dies, all of a sudden, you know, their reputation is solid gold. For instance, I didn't like Heath Ledger as the Joker, but because he died afterwards, everyone was like, "Oh, that was the best Joker ever." It was shit.
It wasn't that good.
Well, I thought it was pretty good. That's the only reason I watched that film for.
Castro would have nailed the Joker, mate.
Hashtag Castro for Joker.
People have flayed Jared Leto's certain incarnations in comics. His is pretty damn spot on.
See, it's always going to be Mark Hamill for me. He's done the voice of the Joker for fucking.
Very true. He does it. He does the Trickster in the Flash DC's TV show.
Oh yeah.
And fuck me, that voice is perfect.
It's spot on. He's very good, isn't he?
Sound like the Joker.
I try not to like shit that much when it comes to like the different Jokers, because the way I see it, it's just each one is just their own interpretation of it. So I can't really compare them a lot because they're they're all their own sort of. Each one's the actor's own sort of thing.
So what
Although
you're saying is the Joker is a spectrum.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Well, yeah. Don't forget the Gotham version as well, which has a face transplant. Is a lot younger. They're doing a Joker film, and it's going to be his origin story.
Oh, is
Red
Hood?
Red Hood.
Where would you put all the Jokers on the Joker spectrum?
I'd put them all next to Jack Nicholson and say you're better than him.
Ah, see, you've got a yardstick. That's a good place to start. That is, Oyster. That's spot on. It's science, people.
I practiced the scientific method a lot at university. It always came in pints, though.
Oh yeah. Oh, it looks like we studied the same thing.
Yeah, I spent
a fan of Jack Nicholson. Then?
I didn't mind him as a Joker when I was a kid. Yeah. What the fuck?
Be interested to see how it was done now, though, because obviously the SFX back in the day weren't all that.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Michael Keaton as the Batman wasn't that bad.
Oh my god!
I didn't mind him because this is before they spent like they practiced an entire shot on George Clooney's bottom. I was just I didn't get it.
I don't know. Breaking news, guys. I don't know how much legitimacy this has, but this is on. Uploaded a video, and it was called "Sargon of Akkad got sued for $150,000 by."
Yeah, I've heard about this.
By Aquila, obviously, and that's the one who made the legendary quote of "I want diversity, less white people," basically. And I think she was on one of the panel. I don't think she was on the panel with Nate Sarkeesian, but she was on one of those panels at VidCon, I think.
I wish her the very best of luck because she's not going to win.
150.
I did notice just before I started this, where he pointed out Christy Winters has bootlegged his 16-minute 42-second stream with Skepfems, I believe.
Right.
Or he's issued a warning simply to remove it. So now he's given her an additional 12 before he does a copyright strike.
That's actually really good of him, to be honest, considering most people would just flag it right away.
She's called him a thief on multiple occasions, and she's done the very thing she calls him. So I think,
but then, I mean, self-awareness isn't exactly sky high with these people, is it?
It really isn't. She's a social scientist, don't you know?
Oh, wow, those are words?
See, when I see the word scientist next to social, I throw up in my mouth.
Fucking 100, was it 100,000, 150,000?
$150,000.
Bloody hell! Even on $5,000 a month from Patreon, that's still going to hurt, isn't it? But then,
I know, right?
Not a jury in the world will go along with that unless she makes sure the jury has more diversity, as in no white people.
Less white people, basically. That's me trying to make an impression of it. Well, Monday Matt's just released a video on it. I've just seen, so it seems legit. I guess that's that kind. I feel sorry for him. I don't. Yeah, like you said, Omega. I don't. It's probably not gonna. It's not gonna fly. I don't think.
Well, your best hope is that somehow makes it. Yeah, the story of it makes it into mainstream media, and then more people hear about the Sargon brand, and generally SJWs. Because a lot of people are blissfully unaware, and I want to bring them down.
Yeah. The very biased media sort of portrayal of these people we would deem to be SJWs.
I just can't stand.
And they're sort of painted as saviors and saints. They're not. They're really not.
Of course they're not.
I just can't stand hearing these people say like, "Oh, we're society's against us and like everyone's against us," but these are the people who can get statues taken down. These are the people who can, get. Companies like Google on their side, so it's laughable. And Pepsi, it's laughable when it's laughable when they say they're like the downtrodden or the underdogs. When especially groups like Antifa as well, when they always get the benefit of the doubt from all these places, and it's just funny.
But then, do you remember the Budweiser adverts where you had the 3 frogs saying Budweiser and Does that mean that they're on Kakistani's side?
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the white supremacist symbol now.
I used to have the Budweiser, those 3 little reptile things, as a phone case on my Nokia 3310 as a teenager.
Oh, the 3310.
Yes.
Now you're
I am that
talking. What,
old.
3210, where you could change the covers. Now, mate, that was some
3310
progressive times.
I know 3310 was smaller and thicker. I preferred it. It was like proper Mac people with.
If you can play Snake, I'm happy. And you can make your own ringtones.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now I just steal them off the internet.
Yeah.
oh man.
Ringtone, the Barney Stinson awesome CV resume song, where he sings his entire resume as how awesome he is.
Nice.
Yeah. At one point, it was Mim Hedrum was abusing. He sent us a line of him abusing Onision and calling him some blue Smurf prick. And it was just one sentence, and somebody remixed it and turned it into a ringtone, and I used that for a little while.
Yeah.
Awesome.
My ringtone at the moment was Seventh Element by Vitas. It's some Ukrainian singer. It is fucking hilarious, man. If anyone in the chat knows that song, mate, you know what I'm chatting about.
Yes.
If you had the option now, if someone said, right, you can have a smartphone, like, you know, same shit nowadays, but in the style of a 3310, would you do it?
Difference between phones now and then is that those phones didn't break.
They didn't. They still work now.
Phones are. You have to put an additional case. What I think is really stupid. You see all these adverts for phones talking about how great and how slim they are, but you're still got to buy a fucking case for it to stop it breaking. So what's the fucking point?
Or you could just not be a dick with your phone.
Yeah, or build the phone with a case on it, so it was a bit more, nice. I don't know, shatterproof.
Not like with a 3310, which you could put in a sock and swing around the top of your head. You could take people out with that shit.
There was a
prison
car
weapon.
park near where I was born in Crawley. I could stand on the 3rd story and drop it to the floor, and that phone would not break. If I dropped my but a few months ago, for the very first time in my life, my Sony Xperia Z3 got caught on my pocket and hit the ground. So that's about, I don't know, 2-foot drop, shatters.
Yeah, so weaklings, aren't they? And it's like you got to
that phone
charge
for
them
2
every
years.
day. 3310s back from the 90s. If you still have one now, you would have only had to charge it up once since then. The battery was
And you could also, you could replace the battery in these new phones. They're all locked inside.
Oh no, you're on about iPhones, aren't you?
Also, Sony also do it.
Oh fuck them then. I'll stick with Samsung, mate.
I would have, but I was more of a HTC slut. But their phones got shit.
I've never known them to do good phones, to be honest.
Oh, I don't know. The HTC one was pretty damn good.
Don't they make refrigerators?
Did your boyfriend just get triggered?
He's playing this weird Overwatch game, and
And it makes him make noises like a horse.
yeah.
Wow, she's dating a horse.
Nice. We've
Like a
all
horse
had
too.
relationships like that.
I don't understand your normal logic.
Try the reverse cowgirl.
He doesn't understand the normie logic, apparently. So that's pretty good.
You got a good one there, then. Keep hold of him.
Yeah, I will.
How did you meet your boyfriend, Otter? Is it as you were just like lazily floating downstream?
Pretty
At the
much,
zoo.
yeah. Like I was just,
He
I was
adopted
just,
her.
I was just,
Yeah.
I was just like, I was just lazing on a stream with my favorite rock, and I was just going downstream, and I come across this really hot guy.
It was urine streaming.
And it's now the guy that I live with, and that's where it went from there.
How very
Do you live
romantic.
with someone you like?
Yeah, I
think you're not doing it right. That's not how you do it, is it?
No, you normally just bash him over the head with a club and take him back to your cave.
Put a 3310 in your sock, knock him out.
I mean, if it's any consolation, I do sometimes shoot him with those like toy Nerf gun things. Yeah.
That's the drunken uncles. What he was going to tell you. See, what you do, you smack him over the head with a 3310, drag him back to your place, and they wake up with you pegging him over the bonnet of a car.
Yeah.
Well,
That's love.
I'll
Yes.
It's tough love. Yeah, I mean, I
will
prefer
learn
to
to love you.
just like shoot.
Ah, fuck.
I just shot him. Is that better? I just shot him with a Nerf gun.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. Yeah, you have my blessing.
There we go.
Yeah.
Good. I'll just reload it just in case.
He's sat there with a loaded Nerf gun in case he chats shit.
Yeah, chat shit, get hit, as they say. I really want to get one of those. Well,
Oh dear.
I really want to get like one of those Nerf crossbow things because I saw someone with one and it was so good.
Stupid.
No, it wasn't stupid. Crossbows aren't stupid.
One of my patrons mailed to me a modified Nerf modulus, which has batteries in it, and it charges up. And you just pull the trigger, and it just fires. And my sister was going home, and it's about 50, 60 yards away to her car. In a wind coming towards me, I managed to hit her when she reached the car door.
Amazing.
Got her with all 10 of those fucking.
Stick a drawing pin on the end.
If only. The only
It's
really
called the scorpion round.
she decided to get me back by fucking with me because I'd go and get the rounds back. So she started revving her car up and driving towards me.
Fucking hell! Why'd you shoot her? She's a fucking psycho.
What time did the clear man?
Reasons, you know.
Does it need an explanation?
Perché vai?
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Again.
What's the new video you're working on, Drunken Uncle?
Fucking mate of mine called Hamish McHaggis. He had 3 Twitter accounts and they all got banned, so now he emails me. Bless him. I'm slowly working through this backlog of videos he sent me. Today it was a non-binary online shopping service, which is
Okay.
It's just fantastic.
I mean, like you gotta give them credit for exploiting a market, I guess.
I gave her
Oh my
a
God.
lot of credit. By the end, I really liked that woman. You know.
Oh my god! You know what you really need? Non-binary pizza. So it's where all the meats come from animals identified as non-binary.
Pizza's a
Well,
spectrum.
don't they consider
Spectrum.
don't they consider like animals to be non-binary until they decide otherwise? I'm sure I've heard that somewhere.
No, what you do is you stick a truffle in you stick a truffle in the ground between 3 posts, one male, one female, and the non-binary, and they'll go straight to the non-binary to get that damn truffle.
Ah, see, you're rigging the deck. You're rigging the deck. This video is fantastic though because you get an email saying this box has arrived. So I'm like, you're actually emailing non-binary females saying you have a box. This is amazing.
Oh,
I really liked her by the end of it. I mean, this girl's obviously fucking with these people and making some real good cash off of it, you know?
Yeah, you gotta get. That's just capitalism, I guess.
It's fantastic.
damn right.
So,
If I knew I could make a lot of money fucking with people for being retards, then I'd do it.
that's
I
kind
mean,
of what
if it makes
YouTube's about, isn't it?
and if it makes the non-binary people happy having that stuff, then all power to them. I guess everyone's happy.
Non-binary pizza, everyone. It's going to be a thing.
It's so
Someone's getting money.
It's like fucking $86 for a white shirt. And I looked it up, man.
What?
It was
That's
like
expensive.
$10 to get one
You
from
wait-
fucking Sainsbury's.
Unless if you go to Primark, you wait until I have my own way. Or Sports Direct online shopping. It's like £2-4 at the moment. If you really want to fuck with people, fuck with people, then you start to do it with their food shopping. Non-binary peach slices.
Yeah.
Non-binary watermelon.
89 quid for
Non-binary,
just a
non-bio.
white shirt.
A diverse fruit
Non-binary,
cocktail.
non-bio. What? The diverse what?
80.
You know, like a tin of fruit cocktail. You got every bit of fruit in there. Yeah, it's diverse.
Oh wow, I love those as well.
You fucking social justice
yeah.
warrior. That's a weird thought, isn't it? Cthulhu, the god of the moon, comes down and eats all of our fruit cocktail.
That's
That sounds
scary.
like fun. Slices instead.
Yeah, if you know
Num,
Peach
num, num.
Bailey, she'd have something to say about that.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say like bring her on to confront it. See what
Also,
her thoughts are.
okay, so I did it a month ago. I did when I was like organizing this because I figured if I plan a month in advance, people then will be able to turn up. but because she's having issues with her internet, I asked Drunken Uncle instead to take her place. So he is Peach Bailey this evening.
I am. We're both orb-like creatures as well, so it fits in.
I think though having the lived experience of a Peach would be quite valuable though. Just saying, I don't know.
And it's Peach Bay. Peach Bay.
Bailey.
Peach Bay.
Pichu. I say Pichu.
Pichu.
Yes.
Pichu. No, Pichu. It's basically just Peach with a U in the end, and then she calls me Otre.
Sorry, Peach with me in the end. What end? What end?
Peach with you. The letter U. And Otre. And then Otre is my name, and I like that. I might change my name to Otre channel. Or Otterface.
Yeah, that's like your French name.
Otterface. Otterface.
Man, I'm Drunken Uncle. That's how you say my name in Scandinavian.
Awesome. Drunken Uncle.
Uncle. Don't be racist.
Uncle. Isn't it?
Don't know. Drunken Uncle for all I know.
Yeah, Drunken Onkel. That's how you say my name in German.
Oh.
You got to sound really angry when you say it because that's the German accent.
Oh, what's Drunken Uncle in German?
Vertonker Onkel.
Vertonker Uncle.
No, Vertonker.
He can speak German. So.
Are you dating literally Hitler?
I am dating. I'm no. You know what? No, he's Swiss German, which means he hid the.
What
Nazi
do
gold.
you think of the Jews?
He hid the Nazi gold. So that what's worse, really?
All you got to do is run through everything.
Oh man. German. Yeah, I'm kind of portraying my country really, like I don't know, with someone who we beat in a war, but dating
For
later.
those in the stream listening, her country is Liverpool.
Is your country Scouse?
Yeah, we should. I think there should be a Scouse ethno state. That's right. No, a Scouse state like Israel.
Yeah, definitely. Anything that means we can build a big wall around it. I'm down for that.
Yeah. By the way, just because something interesting in the chat, someone says something about demonetize. Right? I am not joking. If I pull up this live stream right on the in my live streaming section, give me a second. I can pull it up. It's hilarious because it was demonetized. It was put on limited or no ads before I even went live on a fucking live stream.
You said about that with when you schedule videos and it came up saying it was unsuitable.
Limited
I had that with
no
mine.
ads on the fucking stream.
I had that with mine. As soon as I uploaded it, put monetization on, and it went okay. And then I looked at it and it went nah.
Yeah, I remember seeing
Yeah, this was 2 weeks ago.
Fucking incredible.
Before I had any guests announced, there were no tags on it. It was just called keeping the originality going.
But then, have you done a video since then, Moisty?
I've done a few, and I've had to file monetization requests, and I'd say half of them have been approved.
Okay,
but I can't get the other 100 plus videos checked on because the 30-day window that they're willing to check. So most of I don't make much. My ad revenue has gone right down to almost zero. So any money I make on YouTube is from Super Chat alone, or Patreon. They're the only sources of income I get.
Same here.
And it sucks because
the video I did on Tuesday, excuse me, for some reason, monetized. So I'm thinking it was just a kind of purge, get rid of the bad blood, and then we'll start kind of reviewing things as they happen from now on.
See, and
this video was me documenting. It was like a fucking David Attenborough style thing of my documenting the behaviour of two angry lesbians. So fuck those that got monetized.
I'm not gonna. I've noticed a lot of YouTubers made videos about it, and I've mentioned I've got VidMe, and I've been uploading there for months anyway. Anywhere near as big as YouTube. YouTube is that main one. I did earlier. Irate Bear mentioned to me the that thing they're doing now where they restrict videos, so it makes it even harder for some channels. And I mean, I got hit by the pretty much the moment it happened. So it was a bit of a surprise, but I'm not going to stop because I quite enjoy this.
No, you can. You can't. You have to persevere. You know, otherwise they win, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. But I also quite enjoy making content. I love what I do. It's not really it's not going to bother me too much. It is a shame that the aspect is being removed.
But then Patreon, though. I mean, since it happened, because I did a video about it, and I don't like asking for money in the conventional way. I like make a sketch of it. So I got like I got a head called Barbara, which I used, and a guy called Fedora Uncle, and they were just chatting about getting demonetized, and it was a fucking disgusting video in the end. But my Patreon dollars went up by a good amount, you know. So I was feeling really, really shit about it, and my motivation had just taken such a knock. Because as you guys know, you know, making a video takes ages. It's not easy.
It does.
And even if it's like 10, 15-minute video, that's like fucking 6-7 hours of work.
Yeah.
So, I mean, then I had that boost on Patreon, and it kind of gave me a second wind, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I've been talking to Irate Bear about it, because obviously he's been hit as well, and he streams quite a bit more than I do. Because, I mean, I've got a job outside this anyway, so it's not a huge... I mean, I don't have a full-time job, but I earn enough to get by. So it isn't... But I did at one point... There was this sort of position I was in where it was almost to have been considered a job, but I wasn't so stupid as to think it was anywhere near sustainable.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of bonus cash, I guess.
Yeah, and that was always quite nice. And I do quite well off Patreon. It's not too bad.
There was back in February. It was just before the adpocalypse hit, and I had like $35 a month on Patreon, and I mean I was really grateful for that because like once a month I'll say to my housemate, "Oh, don't worry about the beers, mate. I'll get them. It's on the patrons. You know,
Nice.
I'll get it on the phone. Get a receipt so I can put it on expenses."
Nice.
And in February, by the end of it, my YouTube revenue actually paid my rent. I was very happy about that.
I did a guest video for Undoomed, and over Christmas, my income went from £50 to about £550.
Get in, that's lovely.
So I went and bought. I bought my nephew. It's like at the time he was 3 months old.
So you got a good price for him then.
Yeah, I bought him some clothes because he was growing a bit fast. So I thought I'd help my sisters out with their kids and stuff, and bought some cakes.
Oh, you are like the worst uncle ever. Then you buy him clothes for Christmas. Like,
No. This was after Christmas. And for Christmas I bought them sweets because I'd stuff them in their face and then send them home, knowing what they were going to do next. I knew what they were going to do next, and then I get the phone calls. Who the fuck fed my daughter all the Lucky Charm marshmallows?
I've known parents to do that. I've got a mate who, when he comes up to my flat, he brings his youngest kid, and he's given him a bottle of fucking Lucasade. And he's sat and fucking necked it. Oh my days. It's time to go now. Fuck off.
I went and gave my niece a handful of blackjacks that were really soft, and she ate them all. But the reason I gave them to her was because she was having issues. She was a bit constipated. No, not anymore. Not anymore.
The blackjacks help with that.
It's a bit of it's almost as a mild laxative effect. It's like some adults are affected by the by apple juice.
Yeah.
Kids too, and it's hilarious.
When they're not your kids.
It's the licorice sort of part that does a bit of damage, as it were.
Man,
it makes me laugh.
You're a bastard. I love it.
I'm an uncle.
So am I.
4 little kids. Who else are they going to... None of them... Actually, only one of them has a male figure in their life. So the other 3 had to put up with me.
Yeah. It's good fun, though, when they're not yours, because you can really fuck with them. I've got 2 nephews. And whenever I see them, I always see them at my grandfather's house. You know, we all meet up there. We have some food and everything. And I'll just fuck with them. They're stood there, and I'll just push them, you know, by his face. There you go, you prick. You know? And they just bounce back like, do it again. Because they're little boys. They fucking love it.
Yeah.
But I got this voice I do. The pedo voice is called. When they were newborns, I was like, "Oh, come here then, little boy. Come and sit on your uncle's lap." It was really disturbing. But even my grandfather is going, do the pedo voice, do the pedo voice. So go on, do you want some sweets, little boy? I've got some sweets in my pocket. Put your hand in there, have a good rummage around. There's a stick of rock right at the bottom.
If they ever remake Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, you're getting cast as the child catcher.
I've actually been told that many times. Not by a casting director, so nothing's set in stone yet.
Yeah. My calendar's wide open, though, people.
Just putting it out there. I think the worst one, though, when I was like, come and sit on my lap. Let me teach you how to change gear. And oh, shit, no, I've gone too far this time.
Yeah, don't do that
Everyone
one.
was laughing.
Whereas I just, like, because my nephew is nearly a year old now, actually. He'll turn a year in less than a month now. But I live with my... Yeah, right. I live with my sister, and he's partially disabled. So I do fuck with him, but only because it makes him laugh. Like, I found firing any Nerf gun around him, Eric's. He just loves it.
Nice.
But if I fire it over him... Yeah, I know, right? But let's face it.
Every American.
Nerf guns are our most powerful weapons. Bruh. We don't have any weapons in this fucking country. We need guns.
We've got Jeremy Corbyn.
You know what he'd do? If a war was declared against us, he would turn around, bend over, and spread his cheeks open and say, "Fire in here, because this is where it belongs."
I don't even think he'd turn around. I got a feeling he'd be facing that way anyway, just in case, you know?
Precept. Imagine him at the dispatch box with his bottom and he's talking into it. Trying to defend the budget, which makes us look like Venezuela with all the money he's spent and the fact that people are queuing up to get food.
Yeah, he's a good lad, isn't he? He's a good lad.
He really is the job of Parliament is to serve the people that voted for them, but his job is to serve everyone around the world because we have everything already, so we should just give it all up.
That sounds a bit like Black Lives Matter, doesn't it?
It really does.
But then he's very big on the identity politics, though. He's kind of like the British Bernie Sanders. Bernie seemed like a really good choice until he got railroaded by his own party, and then we saw his true colours, and he is massive on the identity.
There's a fantastic thing where he talks about how Trump should be on television denouncing people doing things in his name, and then someone pointed out to him that people in his name were committing violent acts, and he said, and then he goes and contradicts himself by saying, "Well, I can't be held responsible for the actions of these people. I can't call everyone out."
Isn't it wonderful to have a bit of wisdom when it comes to politics? Fantastic.
He said that within one sentence of saying that condemning Trump. It's like you have absolutely no self-awareness.
No. I mean, he would not have made a good president. He looked very good at the beginning when you were looking at his opposition. And to be honest, I'm glad he got railroaded because thankfully Clinton against Trump won. But if it was Sanders against Trump, America would be in a whole heap of trouble right now. Well, I mean, they are, but bigger trouble.
Yeah, a lot of people had said if Sanders had gone against Trump, he would have won. And people have been criticizing Trump, but some people have been saying that he's done more for the economic growth than Obama did, which, if true, is quite interesting. Like, more jobs created since he took office.
Yeah, makes sense.
That is interesting. But of course, he's a bad person.
Yeah, but I mean, Trump being a businessman, though, first and then president second, I suppose, he knows how to run a country like a company. Whereas you got, Sanders would have been like, right, we're going to start spending money. We're going to up the minimum wage and shit like that, and just generally do all the things that people are constantly demanding. Whereas with Trump, he's like, no, that's not feasible. That would affect fucking everyone, and it would dick our economy. Because he knows. Don't get me wrong, I don't like the guy, but fuck, he ain't Clinton.
Yeah, people have been point out how many times he's been bankrupt. They don't think for a second that he's still a businessman. He does know how this works. He may have gone bankrupt, but look what happened every single time.
That's more opportunity. I've not even got the money to go bankrupt.
I wish I don't even. What's money? Because I don't know what it looks like.
No, not since my videos got demonetized. I wouldn't recognize it anymore.
Yeah, it's I know there are quite a number of creators that feel disheartened by that, but the only suggestions are either to keep plowing on and hope, and hard work. I firmly believe in hard work pays off.
Definitely.
So either that, or you stream more, and then you sort of maybe structure some streams, because I want to start doing a certain type of stream based on PMQs, like dissecting the questions and answers. I've been wanting to do it for a year now. I'd love to do that.
Have you got a big British following there?
I think most of mine are Americans, so I'd have to look at American politics, I think.
Yeah, see, that's the problem. Most of mine are American as well. So, I mean, I don't use Americanisms in my videos. In fact, one time I did, people are telling me off, going, "What? You're English? Why are you saying sidewalk, you dick?"
I said anti once. Yeah, and I got that. Or I keep saying should have instead of should have.
Yeah, I know.
A friend called Laura Bones, she absolutely plays the living fuck out of me for that.
I told you off for that earlier, but I can't fucking stand it.
Get fucked. I didn't even realize as well. It was the commoner in me coming
Well,
out.
it's when it's written down, isn't it? That's why I haven't been on Facebook since Trump got into office, because I mean, fuck that.
Oh, I stopped long before then.
I used to have a collection of people spelling things like horribly wrong. So there's this one girl, like I know her in IRL,
yeah,
but she just can't spell for shit, man. She was on about I was watching her niece on the trampoline, and you should have seen the spelling of the word trampoline. It was fucking phenomenal. But my favourite one was, she said she wanted to go out cycling, but she couldn't because she had a puncture in her bike. A puncture. Oh. I actually screenshotted that. Every time I see one of her statuses, I'm like, oh, what we got today then?
Amazing. I stopped looking at Facebook, like my timeline, and I got so pissed off. I didn't know mute existed or hide followers kind of thing, because I was so sick of the Brexit salt. Which is what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, even some of my family voted to remain, and they get angry at me because they know I voted to leave, and I just tell them to go to Canada. Fantastic at this time of year. And but I have a Facebook page for this channel, so that's the only reason I check on that. But luckily, I've got the URL, so I don't have to go through my home feed.
See, I just made a separate profile for Facebook for my channel's page.
Yeah, I should have done that.
My name is Johnny Drinkwater.
I noticed because you followed me on the
really?
Facebook page.
I'm the world's worst stalker, if you noticed.
Facebook page, so I know you did.
Because
your picture was slightly different.
I did, yeah. That was actually back when it was in Microsoft Paint.
Was it really? Wow. Thing like $60 on this and various poses and eye movements and stuff, and I could have just gotten you to do it and sort of sparkled just as much. Yeah. Before it went.
No, I'm not any good at Photoshop at all, right? So I mean, I got like a graphic tablet and everything, but it's really cheap. I don't really use it. So with the avatar I've got at the moment, I was just making these shapes. Like I'll make a circle, and then I'll fucking take a part of it and then paste it onto a new image. So basically, this avatar is just made of generic shapes that you can make on Photoshop, just layered over each other. Took me fucking time.
See, I a lot of my thumbnails on paint.net. That's how I do it. I've been using that for about 2 years, maybe slightly less. Do a lot of processes, put a lot of add-ons on it. This was commissioned though, because I can't draw this well. I can draw by hand on paper, but not the style I wanted, which was this style.
Well, if you get a graphic tablet and then you just put the paper over the tablet and you can kind of trace it and it goes onto your computer.
I could try, or I could just like Skype message Christina, I want this, draw it, and I'll pay you. Although I used to pay with ad revenue, so that might stop soon.
Yeah, a lot of doors are closing for poor old Omegon at the moment.
Yeah.
What is it Kevin Logan calls you?
John, Omedina John.
He's fucking retarded, isn't he?
There are many pronunciations, and I love all of them.
I enjoyed that video, the fucking Descent of the Spadosphere. That was brilliant.
I wanted to be more brutal. I was going to do, when he did the inevitable bit about rape, even though he didn't have much to go on. I wanted to do the inevitable bit about how Kevin Logan is a virgin. Do it. And I'd
How
written
could you forget that?
I wrote this notepad, like, I wrote 10 things that prove he's a virgin. I was like, and one was like, seriously, why would any straight woman touch that little cock with the tip that looks like Copper Cap's face? But I forgot. And then he talks, but the reason was because I knew he'd gone about the, I sort of thought the rape crap was boring, wench bit, and I was like, oh my god, he actually does talk about gender stereotypes. I'm going to introduce Irate Bear to this. I was so excited. I was so happy when he did.
You should revisit that one day.
I'll have to go find it.
Video out of it. 10 reasons Kevin Logan has still got his V-plate.
I remember there was when I was 16, there was a Clinton Cards right opposite my workplace. It was like a Stead & Simpson shoe shop, and inside their shop they had custom reg plates, and one was a V plate.
Yeah.
Why are you selling V plates? Oh my god!
A lot of people work hard to get rid of them. What are you doing?
Some people. I know a lot of guys that struggled. And when I was a kid, there was one reason why a lot of the well, I will say predominantly white boys, because they were all very immature, firstly, but also because a lot of the girls, when I went to school, jungle fever. And it was so they all became teenage mothers, single, break the stereotype. And that was quite amusing to me. But the guys were like, can't wait for university. Is that virginity?
Wow. I mean, I went to university at the age of 26, so could you imagine if I had to wait?
I went at 20. I was delayed because I was, even though, right, sound arrogant, this is just what it was. I was in year 4. I got put in advanced classes, which was brilliant because I got to do my SATs in year 5 instead of year 6. So I was already like a year ahead. 15 when I was going to do my... 14? Yeah, 14. I was going to do the age 16 SATs. Or GCSEs, I think it was. GCSEs, yeah. Yeah, my family started moving, which disrupted my education and put me back. And then they kept moving when I was a teenager. So I didn't get to go to college.
Dead all this time.
Oh, yeah. University at 20 instead of 18. Or instead of 16.
A little bit in the same vein. I did, I think, what age was I? 13, and I did a maths masterclass at university.
Nice.
But I like shit at maths now, mate. I'm terrible. I've smoked so much weed.
When they introduced imaginary numbers and about it, and I'm like, if it's called imaginary numbers, can I just make this shit up then?
Yeah, I mean, logically,
yes.
Of course you can.
Yes, just make it all up. You're a bullshit artist.
Indeed.
That's put that on your CV. You're more likely to get a job than saying I'm good at maths.
Yeah, just CV, job experience, bullshit artist.
Yeah. Done.
Key skill, bullshit artist.
No, this man's a genius. When can you start?
Yeah.
Real quick, with that Sargon of Akkad thing, I'm actually... it does actually seem like Sargon might be in the or like he doesn't have a strong case, because I've just been looking at it in the background, and what he's being sued for is this video that he made, and it was basically like hair footage, but with like, and it's all like clipped together with little bits of hair footage. It's got no, from what I've seen, it's got no commentary over it, so it doesn't look transformative, so it wouldn't fall under fair use. So
is that
doesn't look like it's...
I've just been using it thinking, this is like some kind of invincibility shield then. Nice one.
It's fair use as long as it's transformative in nature. And like, obviously, if you just upload it with no change to it, nothing done to it, then like it doesn't fall under fair use. But looking at it, it's... it doesn't look to be. It kind of looks like he's.
The lawsuit was over copyright charges, then, is it?
Yeah, it's copyright infringement, but I can see where she's coming from because I'm just looking at it now because he's posted it on his Mind saying it literally is just bits of her footage sliced up with other bits of footage, and that's it. That's what it seems like anyway. Because he said
that sounds transformative enough for me.
That's why I'm like, oh, Saga, you might have fucked up a little bit.
Yeah, but I mean, look at Count Dankula, you know. There was like a couple of live streams because he wasn't eligible for his court fees being paid for him. So everyone got together and raised the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on with Dankula, by the way? Because that court date was meant to be last fucking month.
It's meant to be, wasn't it like it's been moved to not the end of the year, but near there?
Oh, come on.
Yeah, it moved. I don't know why they're dragging this out. It is a non-issue. He taught his dog how to hold the dog's paw up.
Do you think they're doing it in order to like use him as like an example or like a warning?
That's what okay, so part of me thinks that is true, but for that to be true, they'd have to have something solid. And this is his dog just gives paw when he says "Seek Heil." That's not a good enough reason. That's really not.
That is like one of the funniest fucking videos I've ever seen as well. You know they're going to have to play this footage in the court, right? I think that's why they keep delaying it, because people are just going to start giggling, man.
And the way they present it, it makes it seem like he's, you know, saying like, oh yeah, I love the fact that my dog does this thing with Hitler, but like he literally says in the video, which should just end all the charges. He literally says, I tried to think of the least cute thing, and that was a Nazi. That should just end it off. That should be like, you know, case closed. He can go walk free, and that should be it. That's why I think it's honestly just like a warning to everyone else, saying like, oh, you don't want to end up like this guy, do you? So you better
look at him. No one wants to end up like him anyway. Fucking
to be honest though, have you seen the haggis pizza? He deserves to go to prison for that.
I've seen it. Yeah, it was horrible.
It looks like someone's just shit all over that pizza.
Two things.
Like a dog
Firstly,
shit on the
haggis.
pizza.
Two things. Haggis is delicious, and second, I reckon the reason they're taking so long is not because they want to set an example, but because they're screening their jurors by showing them the video first, and it's taking them so long because everyone's laughing.
Well, Lady 1602 is of the mind that there won't be a jury. You know, obviously the jury won't crack up, but there's every chance that like the prosecution and the judge will.
Nah, the judge is going to be sat there with a clothes peg on his or her mouth. Letting nothing.
Oh, shit, the judge. It's Dankula. I follow that nigger. Brilliant.
He's very.
I reckon. Do you think maybe the reason why they're delaying it is because they are actually trying to find something to really peg him on, and they're like, shit, we haven't got anything yet. Let's push it back a bit so we've got a few more.
They want to peg him.
Because it's taken this long for them to stop fucking laughing. That's what it is.
Yeah. How to say, Dankula's really funny. When like the funniest video he's done, I think, is probably not the most offensive at all. And who the fuck is trying to call me on Discord?
I loved his call centers video.
Yeah, the video I liked was when Ask Yourself sent out a blanket message on veganism, and Dankula, never having spoken on it, decides his way to respond was to sit in front of a green screen of cows and stuff, eating a burger, and then feed a burger to his dog, who looked afraid of the burger at first.
Oh,
I love that every time I stream, I either get a call on Skype from the same person, or I get calls on Discord. I swear people do it to piss me off. Bastards.
That's definitely what's going on. It's a conspiracy, Omegon.
It is. It really is.
Did you someone this vegan did a response to that video, and she said, "Oh, it was so funny the way."
Yeah. Oh my god. Fuck me. That idiot. The frizzy hair, the black person. Yes.
Yeah. And I think she was saying something about like. I think I could be. It sounds ridiculous because I think I might be getting it wrong. But she said something about she found it disturbing that he was feeding an animal to another animal, or something like that with the burger.
No, he said that he's talking about how it was unhealthy, and Danko just replies, "Yeah, pugs are unhealthy." It's true though. Pugs genetically are unhealthy as fuck.
Oh yeah, they're over
because their snouts.
Yeah,
if you go back 50 years, their snouts were long. Look what's happened. They have respiratory
Pugs
issues
50
from a young
years
age.
ago? Have we learned nothing?
Yeah.
Fuck a pug.
I know, right?
It's like with sausage dogs. Like they always
they're
have
so
like
cool. I had one as a baby.
They always. I heard that like those dogs will all eventually have back issues because of the obvious.
Yeah, they will. There's someone brought one into a corner shop that's just around the corner from me yesterday, and this bastard, the dog was like docile as fuck. He's carrying this dog in on his arm. It's about as long as his forearm, and he sort of stood there. And I would go to stroke the dog. Dog's fine. Turn around, pick up my food, and I pick up the bacon. And I had to put it in the bag. I went to put it in the bag. The fucker bit my hand.
I want your bacon.
That fucker knew what was priority, and I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny because it was a tiny little dog, and I'm not tiny.
Do you think maybe the reason why? I think someone pointed it out in the chat, but one of the reasons why maybe they're delaying it is because they just don't want to look stupid. Because they know
they're
that
going
it's
to look
bullshit.
stupid regardless.
They know that
it's stupid regardless.
They know that it's stupid. Yeah, they know that it's. Go on.
Okay. So if they drag this out, they don't have to do shit. Problem is, at some point, a hand is going to be forced, and either they take it into a courtroom, or they drop it. If they drop it, he's going to make videos about it, mocking the living shit out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking everyone is going to be teaching their dog to Zeke Kyle.
Yeah, everyone. There are 5 dogs here. I'm ready. I'm waiting to teach them. Okay. There is a Siberian Husky waiting to start saluting.
Oh.
And
legally sound. We're waiting.
And even if they go to a courtroom, they're not going to win.
So
they're going to get fucked, and he's going to humiliate them.
I'll bring my dog back to life.
Now, by the way.
I'll bring my dog back to life and turn him into a Nazi zombie. Nazi zombie dog.
A bit Call of Duty, isn't
it? Yeah. Oh man.
I like the style of that.
I don't think you should be joking about Nazis when you're dating a German.
Hey, look. I think it's funny German. Because the Swiss really helps them.
Yes, that's just a German full of Poles, isn't it?
That's just the golden German, I guess, when it comes to the Nazi gold Germans, I guess.
Wow.
All right, shoot him with an Nerf gun, Otter.
Oh, he's gone upstairs. I'll do it later.
Nazi bastard.
Oh, I know, right?
No, it's a kink thing. Don't kink shame her.
He works in a call center where he speaks German for most of the day anyway, so God knows what he's talking about when it comes to
he's talking about the Aryan race.
In Poland. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. He's talking about the Aryan race when it comes to New Look.
Damn right. Got to get those blonde-haired, blue-eyed people in the right kind of swag.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. You need like the master race of mannequins, don't you?
Right. All got to be white.
Oh.
If it ain't white, it ain't right.
Damn right. Well, now I know for certain this is definitely going to be under review, not safe for monetization.
Yeah, sorry about that, man.
Oh, it's okay.
Nazis are bad.
So are black people.
Oh,
see, Kyle. Oh, hell, the Führer!
Allahu Akbar.
Hey, gotta be inclusive.
For sake.
So, Alsatians used to be called German Shepherds. Do you think because Hitler had a German Shepherd, do you think that's why they're called Alsatians now?
They're actually called German Shepherds now, not Alsatians.
And
they changed it back.
So Hitler made the Alsatian a German Shepherd?
Pretty much.
Because when you say German Shepherd, I just think of someone rounding up all the Jews.
Yeah, they changed a few dog names. Pitbull Terrier was changed to the New York Terrier, so that would sound less vicious. As someone that spent many years around German Shepherds and Pit Bulls, they're not vicious. The owners of it.
The dogs.
I had a cat at uni called Jasper. Really cool cat. Okay, walked into my window one night, never left.
You were waiting to get some pussy at uni, so well done you.
Right. I scored first. And that was a really, really good win because like one of my housemates, she was on it on the first night. And this cat, I had him for like 6 years. And one day I saw him crawling back to the house and he'd been mauled to death. And he was like nearly dead by this pit bull. And the kids weren't that far away. The owner was like a late teen. And you could tell from from him and the dog, he was the one abusing the dog to make the dog do it. So I went over and smashed the living shit out of the owner and took the dog away.
Good.
I gave him to my dad. And he's been happy ever since. I haven't had to see the dog because I'll kill the dog. But I knew who was responsible.
See, that's the thing. There's no such thing as a bad dog. There's only bad owners.
Yeah. And pit bulls have a really bad name. They're really soppy dogs. They really are.
They're really fucking
all
sloppy
dogs are, I
dogs.
guess.
If the drool that comes off of them. Fucking hell.
You want a dog that drools? Get a boxer. Those bastards.
Yeah, you need to put a towel down. Fucking hell.
The only funny thing that could happen, right, is if you roll a ball across the laminate flooring around a corner and tell the boxer to go fetch. Those legs are like spider legs on ice.
See, dogs on laminate floor are funny as fuck anyway. I remember
Yeah, but even longer legs, brilliant. Especially when they it's even funnier when they dribble over it and then just keep going. It's like they're just I just don't know how to explain it.
Unfortunately, my mum's died last week. Bless her. She was known her for a long time. Yeah, it's never nice losing a dog because they're members of the family, aren't they? But she used to do things in the kitchen. She'd sleep in the kitchen, and when she was a pupper, of course, she would do what all puppers do and shit on the floor. And then you come home and they shit on the floor, and she knows she's done wrong. But you know that she can do it, but you've still got to teach her that it's bad, right? So she's scared of you. As soon as you open the back door, on laminate flooring, she did what I like to call Scooby-Dooing, which is where she runs on the spot for a moment because she can't get away, and then she's gone.
Yeah, trying to get purchase, and then she finally gets it because she scratched some little dents into the floor. I love dogs.
Almost needs a comedy sound effect, doesn't it?
You had that like on your phone, just quickly hit the key, hit one of the buttons, not the touch screen, because everyone has a 3310 in my world. You hit the button, and everyone it's just the sound is beautiful. And Otterface, just to address your comment, huskies, whether they're lit or not, it depends on whether they're thin fur or the massive fluffy.
They're litty. Oh no, I love Alaskan. Massive fluffy ones. I love Alaskan Malamutes and Chow Chows as well. Oh,
see my
China, that's some fluff.
I think you've seen a picture of my sister's one. I think you've seen a picture of her. She's a thin fur one, but really tall. Like she comes up to my shoulders, and I'm quite a tall guy.
Are you talking about your sister or her dog?
Her dog.
Okay.
They have blue tongues as well. I think it's blue tongues. Or it's blue tongues or it's purple tongues.
Wasn't that in the Witches? Wasn't that how you tell a witch?
I don't know.
Maybe.
The spit is
I confirm that this dog, this husky does not have that. Tell if that dog's dead because typically you check the gums to see if they're blue.
I think it might be purple. Check.
Giraffes have blue tongues. That's weird.
That is weird. But
I have a blue tongue too if I've had the right sweets.
But are they lit?
Oh, they're lit as fuck. Does lit mean good, by the way? Because I don't know.
I have no idea. I'm too old.
I'm getting too old.
Lit's like amazing. Like, oh, sick fam, that's lit, bruv.
So can you be like, oh, this place is illuminated?
Yeah, this place is lit, man.
Can I ask then, is this on par with woke, and is there a elongated version of woke that sounds like illuminated?
Was it like awoken, surely?
Yeah.
No, I need a bit longer than that, because that's just like,
lit woke.
Awokenated.
Awokenated.
That's how you get woke. Oh, come on, mate. You've been in bed all day. Get up now, or I'm going to come in 5 minutes and awokenate you.
Awokenate. That really just sounds like you're about to violate someone.
It does, yeah, while they're sleeping. Yeah.
If you don't, I'm getting
That's
strapped.
how you wake them
You're
up.
going to be awokenated.
No, Otter. If you do it right, no one has to wake up. You're good.
I'll awokenate you by going in dry.
Oh,
Ew.
coming in dry. Loops for losers.
Uh,
That's a fucked up alarm clock, isn't it?
This just makes me want to read erotica with a very Scouse accent now.
Can you? I mean, being Scouse, can you actually read?
Despite the fact that despite what they tell you, we can.
Who's they though?
I
Are the
can.
Scousers?
Probably. I don't know.
Swear down, fam. Swear down. We can
Swear
touch
down,
read, fam.
mate. Swear down, mate. I swear on my nan's life. I even though she's dead, I swear down. Like I know how to read with the books and that. You know what I mean?
Fucking nan. Why is it people use the words nan? Because in fucking Newcastle and Sunderland, that means cunt.
No, like. No, like I swear down, like, I swear on me nan's life, because like nans are just like on a level that it means you're honest as fuck, lad, and it's linked, it's sort of linked to the fact that like it's. I'm trying to think of the word. When you involve the nan. When you think of like the nan, when you think of the when you add nanning thing into it, it means like you are definitely committed to this. Like something like I swear down, lad, if you don't fucking stop it, I will put your nan in a fucking trolley. I swear down, lad.
In a trolley?
And
like a Tesco trolley?
Yeah, pretty much. And
Can you imagine, right? Some scouts are going over to someone else's nan's house, right, and saying, "I'm sorry, Mrs. whatever your name is, but I told someone I swore down that I'd put you in a trolley. So could you please get in this trolley for me, please?"
Eldritch has just said, "Otterface, what's the most Scouse thing you can say?"
About
No, it's I want a can of Coke with some. I want a can of Coke with some chips and some chicken down at Kirby Market. That's nice. Chicken and gravy. No, chicken and gravy with chips and a can of Coke in Kirby Market at the Chippy.
Kirby Market.
Can of Coke?
I went to Amsterdam with a Scouse guy, right? And I have no idea why he was there, because he didn't like smoking weed, and he didn't drink. So all he did, whenever we went into a coffee shop, they go, "Can we get you anything?" He'll just go, "I'll have a Coke," and that was all he said for the whole fucking weekend. By Monday, I'm like, "Mate, you've got a fucking Coke problem. You need to get that sorted."
I'll have a fucking Coke.
I'll have a
That's
Coke.
what I'm saying. I'll have a Coke.
I didn't ask for Pepsi, you cunt. I said Coke.
You
I'm
fucking
amazed actually
dip.
that in Liverpool you don't all sound like the Beatles.
No, they. Whenever I hear the Beatles, they sound very more like Manchestery. I find.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of rhythm to it as well, like
Yeah,
peace
like,
and love and peace.
Love and peace. Yeah, they all. It's all about rock and roll. They sound very Manchestery. There's some little bits of Scouse that you can kind of hear, but I think the accent's definitely changed since then. I think
the more north you get, the more similar things go. I think. I mean, once you hit Birmingham, Birmingham is the most depressive accent in the world. You can say whatever you want in the Brummie accent. You sound depressive. I just won the lottery. I'm ecstatic. Sounds depressed as fuck, you know.
I'm still going to live in
my
Birmingham.
girlfriend. She said yes.
Cocaine.
Swear down on me nan's life.
Yeah, but, if you want the perfect example of the depressing Brummie accent, listen to that pretentious twat Logan try and pull off his posher version of the Brummie accent, but still fail magnificently.
It's an oxymoron, isn't it? I've never heard such a contradiction in my life. A posh Brummie accent.
Shush.
I like the West Country accent. That's good. All right, you lover. All right, you lover.
Proper job.
Well, that's you just got to think of pirates, though, aren't you? Arr.
Yeah, pretty much.
Arr.
I like most pirates came from that area because of the major ports.
Yeah.
Probably. I like the Essex
quite
accent.
lucky because I feel I'm kind of jealous because I don't have those sort of regional accents. I just have a southerner accent.
I like pretending to be my cousin and going like, oh, bruv, I just want to get on Facebook. You know what I mean? Oh,
but your boyfriend loves you
man.
to pretend to be your cousin as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
incest, always funny.
People have always tried to place my accent, but you can't.
People
make
always
an
think I'm
effort
from
to cover it up.
Australia.
You sound
Sorry,
like
what?
People always think I'm from Australia. I get so many people
How?
thinking I'm Australian. I don't know.
Do
I
you
think I'm
by
quite
chance
obviously.
those asking-
I think I'm quite obviously
those
from the
are
north of
asking
England. So.
I think those
Quite
asking
obviously.
have Down syndrome.
Sorry, Omegon.
That's right. I just think those asking if she's from Australia have Down syndrome.
I
Down under syndrome.
remember someone asked.
Yeah.
I remember someone on Twitter asked me my opinion, quote unquote, as an Australian about Australia, something like that, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. You'll have to ask someone who's actually Australian.
I did that very nearly viral, did that fucking video on the white YouTuber about him being a talentless hack. And he asked me if I could do a little segment for it. I was like, yeah, okay. So I did my little segment. I sent it to him. He went, yeah, brilliant. That's exactly what we want. Are you from Manchester? You sound like you're from Manchester. And I thought about it. And I went, are you from Manchester, you dickhead? What the fuck?
Yeah,
I
thought I personally thought you were either from Essex or from possibly Surrey.
Wow, you are miles off, son. I'm not even human.
Enough said.
I'm considered quite in my where before I moved here. I'm considered like a posh Scouse. Really, my accent's quite tame in comparison to some other people.
You know earlier when you said to me it was kind of an oxymoron about the whole Birmingham accent thing. Yeah, posh Scouts are similar.
Yeah, it's just been topped, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Posh Scouse is just anyone who isn't from Liverpool and is just in the surrounding areas where all the footballers from Everton and Liverpool live.
I mean, you wouldn't get on a plane that's flown by a Scouser, would you? Like, even take off at 10 passengers. We're about to take off. We're going to be there in 2 hours. Fuck that. Get me off this fucking plane.
It'd be like thank you for joining Scouse Airways. Gonna be about 2 hours till we reach Australia.
Scouser Airways where only 20% of the planes work.
24 hours until we reach Australia. You know what I mean? So kick back, have a bowl of scouse, watch the telly,
not back that
enjoy
tub
the
of gravy.
That's gravy.
Not back that
passing over KB Market.
I'm always going to be slightly worried, right? Whenever someone starts talking in Scouse and they're like, "Fuck off," and I'm worried I'm going to have to wear a splash guard on my face.
I remember someone.
My pop filter's covered in phlegm right now.
I remember there was this comedian. He made a joke about Liverpool, and he said he approached this guy, and he went up to this Scouse guy went up to him and said, "What do you think you're doing in Liverpool?"
Jason Mansford. Yeah.
I think it was that.
Well, they go up to him. They said, and they did this face. And he did it for about 5 seconds, and he went, and that's a word in Liverpool.
There's a thing, there's a comedian that's...
So look, come on, you're out of line, officer. I only asked for directions, kind of thing.
There was a running joke that Liverpool, for the longest time, couldn't take a joke, and the proof they had was that any comedian that ever made a joke about Liverpool was never allowed to play in Liverpool again because the people there said they'd beat the fucking shit out of them.
There was this.
I noticed that
there was this guy called Josh Owens on, and I think his videos are on YouTube anymore. But he made this parody of California Girls by Katy Perry and changed it to Scouse Girls or Liverpool Girls, and it was brilliant. And it went Liverpool Girls, they're undeniable. Lock all of your windows and make sure your car's locked. Liverpool Coast represents. Now pull your knickers up. Whoa.
A community activity in Liverpool. Let's go rob Stevie G's house.
It's called urban scrumping, isn't it?
I remember I lived quite close to Stephen Gerrard's house. I remember me and my friends, we went over to outside his house and we were like, Stevie, and then we had these like dogs barking and we're like, fuck, like,
dude, that was just his wife waking up.
Oh shit!
I mean, she's a very orange dog, but fuck me, she's a dog.
Ginger dog.
Oh yeah.
I noticed that because I don't know what your audience is. You got a big American audience, Otto. I don't suppose you would. They wouldn't understand a fucking word you're saying.
It's that, and it's not understanding a word I'm saying, and also talking at 1,000,000 miles an hour as well. It doesn't help.
Oh yeah, I mean I do that. Don't worry about that. You find that someone just wrote in the chat that hearing Americans try to say twat is funny as fuck.
Twat.
Obviously, twat, don't they?
I hate saying twat. It's so.
Have you ever run into an American tourist and they're like, "Excuse me, young man, can you show us the way to Buckingham Palace?" Buckingham. We were all vacationing in Worcestershire.
Let's say Edinburgh at least.
I remember when I went to New York once, and we went to this like diner, and the waitress that we had absolutely loved our accent, and we ordered like a banana split or whatever, and they were like, "I love the way you say banana." I'm like, okay, great.
Banana.
Just get me my fucking banana milkshake.
There are a number of places in the UK that are very difficult to pronounce. I'm going to put one in the side chat that I've used before in a stream. Pronounce it.
I got
pronounce it.
Oh shit.
Pronounce it.
It's probably going to be somewhat weird, isn't it? Like Alan.
No.
Yeah,
people who live there pronounce it Cossie.
Cossie?
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Where's the T? What happened to the T?
How about this one? There we go.
That says Katessi, mate. I think.
Why?
Oh,
that's that one.
Wyam.
What?
No, it's Wyndham. Wyndham.
Piss off.
Yeah. That is
That's stupid.
These are named places. Hello, Misa.
Hi.
Misa.
Hey.
It's gotten very clammy in here, isn't it?
We've got gender parity.
We're talking
it was
about
going to be
how funny
gender
Americans
completely
are
one-sided.
when they say English things. Like, if you've ever watched a program and they go like, "Oh yeah, and we're going to go to the pub." Hearing an American say "pub" is just fucking dodgy.
Everyone around here just says, "I'm going to the boozer."
Yeah. They're going down the dog.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, here's the magnet or the bowling fucking. No, they just said magnet. Fuck it. It's the shortest name for a pub in this fucking hellhole.
Or the rubber dub with the China plates.
There was a pub near where I grew up. It was genuinely called the Queen's Legs.
Ah, yeah. So you wait for the Queen's Legs to open so you can have a drink.
Yeah, and the moment that I realized that, I was like, that's the easiest joke. It's like the only joke I can ever remember, and it's always funny.
The oldest joke, isn't it? Fucking
it really is. But that pub exists.
I've seen a pub called the Cock before.
Oh, there is one in Norwich called that. There's one called the Cock Inn, and every time we drove past it, I couldn't stop laughing. Can we go in the Cock, please?
Do you want to drink from the Cock?
Oh yeah. Who doesn't want to drink from the Cock?
Gonna go down the Cock.
I'd like a pint of the Cock's. I'd like a pint of the Cock's finest. Yeah. Put that in my mouth.
You're like, oh yeah, oh, your mum
getting drunk off the cocktail.
My mum loves the cock.
I love getting drunk off the cocktail.
You got the black cock.
Hey, black cock.
The black cock ale.
It's a little bit bigger than regular. It's a little bit bigger than the regular cock, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, some stereotypes are true. Misa, what have you done to this stream?
I haven't said anything since I got it.
Oh man!
Terrible influence.
Someone said,
"Are you going to say this because I'm black?"
Yes.
No. We're doing it in spite of that.
The local pub. We'll call it the local pub. The local pub for local people.
Ah, League of
Gentlemen. And everything's cost the same. It all costs 12t.
Twifty. Every single precious
Tree
thing.
fitty.
Maybe about tree fitty. Have you, Misa? Have you picked a name
dear.
for your the collective name for your subscriber base yet?
I am still working on it. A lot of people gave me really good suggestions.
I gave you a good suggestion.
Wait, what?
I'm trying to, you know how like PewDiePie has bros and Jake Paul has Jake Paulers. I'm trying to come up with a name for my subs.
Man, Jake Paul don't put in any fucking effort into
I know.
anything, does he?
Jake Paul Nation, dab on the haters.
Yeah, that's all
How
I'm gonna.
about,
That's all I'm
Misa's-
gonna do to
Misa-
that. I'm gonna dab on that hatred.
I've only just
How about
recently learned what
Misa's-
dabbing is. I thought it was something to do with bingo.
Sounds like something you do with like a paintbrush.
No, it's when
Yeah.
it's a thing that you do when there's haters out there that need to be dabbed on. But the
Oh, right,
question
okay.
is, the question is though, if you dab on the haters, what happens when the haters dab back?
Oh, then you got a double dab.
But what if they dab back?
Well, then you got dab to the power of dab.
Do you have to keep dabbing until someone just tires out and dies?
Yeah, well, you can do
That's
that or
what-
divide by 0.
That's crazy.
Yeah, well, dabbing. This is the world you opened.
I
don't
think
dab, I don't even know
I
what
wouldn't
that
know
is.
what to do if someone dabbed back to me. I'd be devastated.
Devastated.
Dibba-dab, dibba-dab, the dimmadone, the
Maybe
Dib-
you'd have to have a dab off.
Ah, yeah.
the Doug Dimmadones
Like a-
dimmadab.
The double
That's what
dab
we-
challenge. The double dab off.
I have
No,
no,
the dog-
idea.
Double decker dabbers.
Doug, no, it's the Doug Dimmadones. The Doug Dimmadones dimmadab session at the Dimmadone. For the
I'm
dimmadab.
pretty sure you're talking English right now, but I've only been 80% sure of it throughout all of this stream, to be honest, Otter. What were you just saying then?
I haven't been drinking,
You obviously haven't
and
watched.
I have no idea what you've been talking about.
You haven't watched Fairly Odd Parents, but if you know what Fairly Odd Parents, you'll know that you'll know everything about Doug Dimmadone's Dimmadone. where
See, I know
he does
about
the
wands and
dimmadab.
wings and floaty crowny things, but I've never heard what you're talking about.
Hmm.
No, the Doug Dimmadone who runs the world famous Dimmadone.
I
Does
think it's
anyone
just the
know that?
accent. It's just got to be the accent.
Nothing you said made sense.
Doug Dimmadone, who is the runner of the world famous Dimmadome, where you dimmadab your way out of the haters.
You know, saying it
Grass.
slower just made it worse. I don't know how.
Yeah. You know that video? No, right. Okay. So if you ever type Otterface into YouTube, one of the very first videos that pops up is actually a
Rory.
clip of a stream of Rory trolling the living fuck out of Otterface because he
Oh,
can't
yeah.
understand a word she says until she starts saying kangaroo, tank kangaroo, starting trying to talk Aussie, right? And he understands her, but the moment she switches back to her normal self, he hasn't got a clue.
Finally, there's someone who's hashtag woke, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome. Exactly. Doug Dimmadone, who's the owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome, who is going to dimmadab on the haters.
And is that in any way related to AIDS? Because I think I've just caught it.
No, because it's Doug Dimmadone, who is the owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome, who dabs on them dimmer haters because that's what you do with haters unless they dab back.
Yeah, but what do you do once they dab back? That's
You-
the problem. We need answers.
I don't. Well,
Otterface.
the thing is, I wouldn't know what to do because I wouldn't know how to take that kind of heat. But I'll probably would try to dab back.
Is there any way you could like dab back with twice the vehemence? You know, like
I could
dab
try,
really
but
fucking-
I don't know how I would. I would be too probably wrecked. Really, I don't know.
I have no idea what you're talking about. So instead, I'm going to ask Misa, how's work?
Work was okay. Yet again, a bunch of adorable children kept coming up to me, and my ovaries died.
Your ovaries died.
They just imploded on themselves. You know.
Wow, that's
I know.
impressive.
You wait until little kids come over and just squeeze your tits and go, haha, that was fun. Bye bye.
My niece does that all the time. She's obsessed with my tits. It's actually kind of unhealthy.
That does sound unhealthy.
But so, yeah, I
It
think
is.
the way you
She's
just
gonna be
laughed about
lesbian.
it was pretty unhealthy as well.
Well, it's because she did it when she was a baby, and then she did it when she was a tiny bit older. She's grown out of it now that she's 7.
I still haven't. You'll see me on the
Nah,
bus.
but work was alright. Just grabbing random women's tits.
That's what you do for a living?
No.
Are there any openings? Because I'll grab those as well. But,
That's how women are treated by society in the patriarchy.
Bloody patriarchy.
All right.
I actually can't stay too long because I am probably going to pass out soon because I am fucking
That's okay.
exhausted.
I've got to be up at 6 a.m, so I won't be going much longer.
I have to get up early as well to work with cats.
Adulting.
To work with pussy. What?
Just me in the chat tonight then, that's fine. Everyone's got to be up early.
You working on any videos at the moment, Misa?
I'm working on what?
Thank you, Al Jazeera. Bra salesman. They're allowed to grab tits. Thank you. Brilliant answer.
Damn.
And boob
I'll keep
inspector.
forgetting to look at the chat.
What about if you're
I should look at the chat more often.
if you're a porn star as a job? You can grab tits. Okay.
I think you're supposed
it's
to
part
grab
of it.
tits.
Well, hang on. It has to be if it works with the scene they're trying to set and the mood. It's got to be about the ambiance. You don't just grab the tits. You've got to make sure everything's in the right mood.
You've got to work up to the tits. Light some candles, put on a bit of Barry White.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then grab
Tits
a
on
pussy.
Yeah.
That's grabbing the atmosphere by the pussy.
Yeah. And that's a t-shirt.
That's romance. That's romance, Omegon. So I've been told. That's what the internet taught me, anyway.
It must be true.
If it's on the internet, yeah, no doubt.
Roosh V's Guide to Romance.
That guy's a master.
Oh man, right. I'm gonna have to jump off now because
that's okay. I can end this here if that's okay.
I need to go too. I'm so tired.
Okay.
What time is it in Liverpool right now?
it's time.
It's actually past your mum in Liverpool.
Yeah. It's time to head down the cock in, isn't it?
It's half past. I'm gonna put your fucking nan in a trolley if you're gonna give me that kind of cheek.